Well, hello everyone. Here to show you the Cars Tractor Tip coloring is like Highway Ton is like what you call coloring sequel. Is that you see right here is I went ahead and drew right here is Lightning McQueen, and along with that tractor, and along with you got the tow truck. It's like known as for it's like Mater. It's like kind of like a tow truck, kind of like Mater. But anyway, you got right here it's like for known as for move on the road. And you got what say is the Highway Ton, and right here you say it's like what you call, it's like what you say is like for for like what you call speedy. It's like that knowing about is that that you have with these characters right here. It's like for the Cars characters, and of course that what I'm gonna go ahead and do is focus mainly on the tractor. The tractor scene right here that you got right here is the tractor, and then go ahead and work with the brown and the black, which I used a little bit of blue just like for the outline. But then of course if I were to work with for about maybe a minute and 20 seconds, go ahead and work with is that the brown and then the black, and go ahead and put a little bit of detail right here. It's like for the tractor right here. You draw the inside part. It's like knowing about it's like the part that the different parts of the tractor, if it's the engine or if it's say the fuel type it is. But knowing about to anybody, it's like knowing about it's like on the tractors, like on the fields, is knowing about is that the reason for the tractors is be riding along, and then of course it's like in the movies, like knowing about it's like with the tractors is like they know it's like when to move, and then when to stand on the side, such and stuff, stuff like that. But on the other hand too is knowing about is like if any of them know, like, and then move on the road, like, and move on the road. But other than that you got right here, go ahead and draw is like what you call a cloud. It's like of exhaust. It's like knowing about it's like and then move it on the road, and move it on the road, and move it on the road. But other than that is that you got right there is like the steam coming out, and then that right here is for the tractor, like when they were like McQueen, it's like the smile that he's got on his face, and it's like the knowing about who's going to win the race. But you got right here like McQueen, and then you got it's like the tractor, and just add a little bit of detail right here. It's like for the part, just say the wheel. So use a little bit of black right there, and then of course it's like with the brown. Now you say a lot of people probably think about it, say there's a lot of things you can do with say it's a similar colors, like if you want to use a real dark coloring, say fade, it's like go ahead and add a little bit of detail right here. And then this part right here is like the thing about it is like for the outline from the actual character is knowing about it is if you want to add some realistic detail, such as it's like the cover of the tractor is knowing about where the motor will be located, and of course where the gear shifts or anything like that, or you say where the tire, the spring boiler, it's like any other parts of the tractor it is. You got it's like the wheel right here, the wheel that which rotates. But then right here is like you got the tractor right there, and then you got the tractor, and then of course what I usually do is that after I finish a coloring it is go ahead and draw like it's like a shadow. It's like kind of like, because like only take about maybe 15 seconds or something like that to just to draw a shadow. It's like from where the tractor's standing, and of course it's like knowing about for for 3D8. But other than that you got right here is like if it's like for say it's like for like for speedy as it is that you give them as like it would say a paint job, that they give them like a green type color. But on the other hand too, that when about it's like knowing about when wherever we're on the highway it is know about what the rules are about so far as buckling up. And of course most of us have maybe seen some of these similar signs is that knowing about is like a few of them would probably say about maybe rest stop, only about 3.5 miles away, something like that. But on the other hand too, that knowing about is like with the the road. It's like the road from what you're driving on. The road from what you're driving on. If you're going eastbound or westbound, it is eastbound, or it's like you're westbound. If there's say a rest stop nearby, but other than that, it's not knowing about the rules. The rules of the road is to go ahead and work with it. Is with the crayons. Is to go ahead and see here, color this in. It's like for the move. Yeah, the move on the road. Like and keep it moving, and keep it moving. But other than that, that is that knowing about that I don't have too much highway driving experience. But then on the other hand too, that knowing about is like like a lot of people probably think about it's like if you were to actually get on the highway, is know that really that it is kind of a road that more likely that you could probably say that with most of them, quite a few of them would exceed after about 40 miles, I think it is. From 40 miles, if it's east or west, or knowing about following the road signs is knowing about is that is exactly for where you're going. But other than that you have with these different characters is knowing about starting from one or two characters, and you got right here is like the tow truck, and I always say the tow truck is like with the spare tire it is. And then what I'm gonna go ahead and draw right here, of course, is the details, and of course the details on the road right here. And of course, if I can maybe just do something and do like what you call a trick, is that known as to keep the hold two crayons. Is like go ahead and hold two crayons. It's like they're both color green, but then on the other hand too that one of them's like a lighter green, but like really that kind of looks like a forest, the forest highway it is. But other than that, it's like give it kind of a green type color. And then from there, and then of course is go to the black and then the brown, the black and then the brown, and then of course is go ahead and add a little bit of black and brown right there. It's like for the road. Of course, try to make sure that the black is touching the page also. Other than that, you got right there is that for the the road it is, and then go ahead and add the details right here. So you get the highway right here. This is for like speedies, like what you call is like you say known as for either speed queen or highway get off queen or whatever. But more likely know it about what most drivers is know is that that to check your blind spots, and always like to be careful. It's like knowing about just follow like the road signs and knowing about exactly if you don't know exactly where you're going, then that more likely is to know is to just recall is like what's around you so far as knowing about is like with the sun. It's like the sun from say knowing about is like the direction. It's like from the details for what you see from the road signs and all, knowing about exactly about the fact about it's like highway ton is that knowing about that is that if you can maybe recall different vehicles, it is that it's your surroundings. But other than that, it's like talking about with it's like highway ton is like and knowing about is like the car's tractor temp color.